Henry Fayol's Principles of Management. So Henry Fayol was a French mining engineer. He worked as the director of mines also. After conducting many experiments in management, he developed 14 principles of management. These principles are explained in his famous book General and Industrial Administration. Due to his contribution to management, he is called the father of modern management. So this is about Henry Fayol about and he constructed 14 principles of management. Those are the principles of management. The principles laid by Fayol are explained below. That is, principles of management are principle of division of work, first one, principle of authority and responsibility, principle of discipline and principle of unity of command, principle of unity of direction, and principle of subordination of individual interest to organizational interest. And seventh one is principles of centralization, principle of remuneration, principle of scalar chain, principle of order, and principle of equity. 12th one is principle of stability of tenure, and the principle of initiative and principle of spirit and the corps teamwork. So these are the 14 principles of Henry Fayol. So first principle we see, that is principle of division of work. Principle of division of work. According to this principle, the total work should be divided into small subparts. The divided work should be assigned to different employees as per their capacity, skills, and interest. Fayol says division of work leads to specialization. So this principle will says that according to the according to these principles, the worker should employee sh- employee should get the job. So should get the work as assigned different employees according to their capacities and skills and interest. So if they according to their skills and capacities and interests, if they get the job, they will show outcome, they will show more interest in that, and out profit will be good. This is the principle of division of work. The employee very suitable for the job in a which department, then can divide it into divided to the that branch, so that particular division. So this will says that the principle of division of work. And next one is principle of authority and responsibility. So this principle says that when the work is assigned to a person, he should be given proper authority to carry that work. For example, manager should be given authority to take managerial decision on his own. Then only he can function properly. However, authority is always accompanied by responsibility. When a person is given the authority, he should be held responsible for the same task. Authority and responsibility always go hand in hand. If the manager is given the authority to complete a task with a given time, he should be held responsible if he does not do that in time. So this is the responsibility principle of authority and responsibility of Henry Fayol's second rule, second principle, and discipline of the principle of discipline. According to Fayol, discipline is the most essential thing in the organization. So discipline is the most thing in the essential thing in the organization. That is, employees must obey and respect the rules that govern the organization. Whichever the rules is given by the organization, employee must obey these rules and follow these rules. Discipline helps to achieve the goals set in the organization. When the employees when the when employee is maintaining the discipline, it will helps to achieve the goal set in the organization. Good discipline is the result of effective leadership. There must be a clear understanding between the management and workers regarding the organization rules. This says that principle of discipline, where there is a discipline, we can achieve the whatever the organization achievement is there, we can achieve that one with a good discipline and can get a good relation with understanding between the management and workers regarding the organization rules. And next is principle of unity of command. So this says that in any organization, every employee should receive orders from one superior. So one superior on means an boss or manager. So they have to get the receive orders from the one superior only. This is applicable from top management to bottom. So the principle that means the superiors to subordinates, it will applicable to all employees. The principle of unity of command tries to avoid confusion. So if the only one person, one boss is giving a instruction, so this tries to avoid confusion. If an employee receives orders from more than one superior, so he will get confused and will not be able to work with a concentration. So if two managers are giving tasks to the one employee, so there are the in they are giving superiors are showing orders, giving orders to employees at a time to employees, but subordinates can't concentrate on his work. The work will not be performed properly. Whereas if he gets orders from only one person, he will finish his work accurately. So if the one person, one boss is giving order to the employee, so that the he can show his work efficiency in the work accurately. So this is a principle of unity of command. So next one is principle of unity of direction. So this shows that unity of command explains about single person getting direction from a single person. But unity of direction explains about a group working with the same objective under the directions of a single person. Under the direction of the single persons and many are working under him, and he is the person is showing the way. So according to this principle, each group in the organization should have the same objective. The group should be directed by one manager using one plan. Thus this principle explain about a group working in the organization. So group working organization means, so if the one manager giving a single person is showing direction to the employees, so this will shows the group working in the organization. So if it's better to direct by one manager using one plan. So next one is principles of sixth principle is sixth principle is principle of subordination of individual interest to general interest. So this how it is working. According to this principle, the interest of an individual must be given less importance than the interest of the whole organization. So while taking a decision in the organization, the manager should always consider the interest of the employees whole group rather than the interest of a single employee. So the manager should take the all employees interest instead of taking one employee's interest, single employee interest. Similarly, the employee should also protect the interest of the organization. So say that the same way, when the manager is taking a decision, so he should not ask a single employee. He has to go with the all employees' interest. So at the same time, interest of the organization, the employee should also protect the interest of the organization and consider his interest subordinate. If the organization prospers, automatically the employee will prosperous. So this is the principles of subordination of individual interest to general interest. Then is the next next principle is principle of remuneration. So principle of remuneration states that employees must be paid a fair wages for their services. While paying remuneration, the skill, expertise, knowledge, tenure, etc. of the employee should be taken into account. When the employees are paid fair remuneration, they show greater productivity and give more output. So it's always based on the salary of the employee. So based on their skills, expertise, knowledge, and tenure, these should be considered in it should be taken into account when the employees are paid fair remuneration. They show greater when they get a proper fair remuneration. They show greater productivity and give more output in the organization. This is the principle of remuneration. Next is principle of centralization. So centralization means refers to the concentration of power or authority. In some organization, this power is vested in one hand or few hands. This situation occurs in the small organization. But if the size of the organization is large, then centralization becomes difficult. Then there is a decentralization of the power or authority. The power is given to the different people. Example, in a large organization, there are departmental heads or managers handling different tasks or line supervisors. According to this principle, there must be a proper balance between a centralization and decentralization in the organization. This is to be done according to the size of the organization, nature of the activity. Next one is principle of scalar chain. Is the This is the principle of scalar chain means is the formal lane of authority which moves from highest to lowest rank in a straight line. This chain specifies the route through which the information is to be communicated to the desired location person. Example, the manager will inform about addition to the departmental head. The departmental head will inform the supervisors. The supervisors will inform the foreman, and the foreman will inform the workers. On the other hand, the communication can flow from the worker to the manager in the upward direction also. It is known as a scalar chain. And next principle is principles of order. So principle of orders, according to this principle, people and material should be in the right place at the right time. It means there must be a proper arrangement of material. It must have a right place. Similarly, there must be a proper placement of a personnel. They must be appointed to do right work at a right place. This principle emphasizes on the proper utilization of physical and human resources. This is a principle of order. Next is principle of equity. So in this principle of equity, management should be fair as well as friendly to the subordinates while dividing the work, delegating the authorities, deciding the monetary terms, etc. There should not be any discrimination between the employees. It is also suggested that remuneration should not be dependent on the department but at the level on which subordinates are working. So the employees working on the same level but in a different department should be paid same wages. This equity will help in avoiding conflicts in the organization. This is a principle of equality and equity. So next one is principle of stability and tenure. So while appointing an employee, the manager should assure the stability of tenure or job security to the employee. This creates a sense of belonging. among the employees. There should not be any uncertainty in the mind of the employees regarding the stability of the job. So this is the principle of stability of tenure. And next is principle of initiative. Principle of initiative, that is, initiative refers to taking the first step. It also means thinking of new ideas. According to this principle, the manager should encourage the employees to take initiative. The employee should come up with the new ideas and the manager should welcome their ideas. This approach helps the organization to grow more. It also creates a sense of belonging about the organization in the minds of the employees. So this is the principle of initiative. And next one is principle of esprit de corps. So esprit de corps means union is a strength, teamwork. So management is a group of activity. Human resource is the grace at asset of the organization. The manager should create a spirit of a team work among the employees. So manager should build a sense of togetherness among the employees. If the workers are work with unity, the goal can be achieved easily. These are the 14 principles of Henry Fayol's.